Welcome, everyone. Welcome to What's Up Wednesdays. I am Wendy.
And I am Miss Melissa. Hello, Johns. Hello, hello.
And we get together every Wednesday at 7:30 just to kind of, check in, see what's going on.
That's right.
Real life, real time, get through it. But this week, we got something really fun and really special. We decided that we were going to step away from some of the melancholy stuff and talk about some just like really fun date night stuff, date night hacks.
I love date night, guys. Isn't that so sexy? Date night is sexy when it starts in your mind, okay? And I am super creative. So this topic I'm in love with. I can't wait to get started.
I'll tell you what's sexy on your mind, the hair that's sitting on your mind, that's what's sexy.
Oh, because this conversation, it sparked off the hairdo from the conversation, because date night hacks for me has always been like, the challenge. Back in the day when we really were like, we didn't have any money and we always wanted to do stuff. It was really hard and we weren't creative enough to like kind of figure out cool, fun things to do. And now we got the internet, oh my God, where we can absolutely find out, and which we have, because I believe that we are frugal-minded travelers. We have definitely,
we do
it on cheap. Hell yeah, we still have the experience, but we do some things to kind of draw back, and we could save money and time, but still have tons and tons of fun. Let's get started.
When I first came across this date night hack, it was many years ago. Patrick and I went to Maui.
Yeah.
And, we had saved up for this trip. We were going. We heard so much about it. We couldn't wait. Hawaii is very expensive.
Yeah.
It is very, very expensive. It's an expensive place to live.
Yeah.
It's expensive. So we spent so much money that I can't even, we didn't even think about it. We were like, oh, it's Maui, Hawaii.
First time, we got to do it.
We're going to do it, whatever. We'll think about it when we get back. And sometime, because then we went back again 6 months later. We loved it so much. We went back whale watching. Sometime between the first time we went on that trip and the second time we went back, I discovered happy hours. All right, so I know that everyone's thinking happy hour. Everyone's heard of happy hour. Yes, yes, and yes. But what you don't realize is that if you do it in a very well-planned, thought-out, intentional way,
boom.
Instead of going out that once a week that we go out and we get dressed up and we go to this fancy sit-down dinner and you order appetizers and your entree and your dessert and all the bread that comes with the cocktails, and before you know it, your bill is $250, $300.
Yes.
What we learned from this experimental time is that we could go out 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And do 2 happy hours each day and still fall under those $250.
Yes.
It changed everything in how we dined out.
Right?
So much so that we started traveling across the United States, checking out happy hours across the US.
So smart.
Before I get into all those details, have you had a chance to experience happy hours?
Oh my God, it was because of the suggestions that you guys said that we set out and really started researching about the town that we were traveling in, their happy hours. And let me tell you, like you said, for the whole duration of our time there, we were able to drink as if we went out on that Friday night, just like you said, and broke it up within a few days. It was so awesome, saved so much money, and we got to experience more of the town, because we went to a lot of different places. Yeah. Some great, some, were awesome. But I mean, you get to explore so much more. Good idea. I love that. And it works. I tried it.
We checked out, and I'm not talking about just your cheesy local bar happy hour. I'm talking about that we did happy hours in all of the top hotels.
That's so
cool. All
of
the high-end restaurants that we could find in Maui, and this is, and we do this everywhere, that we could find. What was so much fun about it is that we chased craft cocktails and gourmet appetizers. Now, let me tell you why this meal plan worked for us. When we started dating and we got together, we did all the fancy restaurants. We did, and we would sit down and I'm a woman. I need bread. Bring me the basket. Just leave it. If there is one breadstick left, don't you dare touch that basket, because I'm sitting there with my fork, staring at the waiter like, am I done? Yeah. Do I look like I'm done? There's something still in that basket. Hello. Right.
Duh.
And then we would order. Hola. We ordered a couple of appetizers, and we ordered an entree each. And then we ordered dessert on top of that. Me more than him, because I'm the one with the sweet tooth. But this is what would happen. I would sit down to eat, and I always wanted what he had in his plate. Naturally, it always looked better than what I had on my plate. It didn't matter. That's right. And we put on like 20 pounds. So we had to figure out how, and I don't know how it evolved there, but the way we changed the way we were eating, we would order 2 appetizers.
Like tapa style.
One entree that we would share. And then I would get my dessert. The happy hours, what it did was it gave me the opportunity to try 8 or 9 things on the menu.
Heck yeah.
A couple of cocktails. We got to really enjoy what the restaurant had to offer. Yeah. I wound up skipping on dessert now, because now I was full with all this wonderful savory food, but we would do it an incredibly cheap way.
Yep.
When we went to Maui, we went to the hotels. And if you research early happy hour and late happy hour, if you eat lunch as late as around 3 p.m., because you'll find some happy hours that run 3 to 5, and then you'll find late happy hours that will run either 7 to 9, 8 to 10, or after 10 p.m. till closing. What happy hour means is that you would find appetizers for anywhere from $4 to $6.
Yeah.
Or it's that it was half off the menu, and your cocktails would be somewhere between $5 and $8.
Everything half off. Again, tremendous savings. Oh yeah.
Even more than half off in some places. When we went to Hawaii, we must have just gone hopping from happy hour to happy hour. And each one of our bill was like $35. And that was 4 appetizers and 2 cocktails. And we would close out that check at $35 and move on to the next spot. We've done it in San Diego, Los Angeles. Yeah. We've done it in San Francisco. We've done it in New Orleans, New York. We've done it in Atlanta. I'm trying to think of where else we took full advantage of those happy hours. Those are the main cities that we had gone, and in Maui. It was not, it's cost effective, but you just get to experience so many of the restaurants and the culture. You get to move around, you try different cuisines. You have to expand our palates that way.
Lydia said Cuba, and I know you've been there. I haven't been there yet, but I heard it's fantastic.
But in Cuba, you don't necessarily need a happy hour, because in Cuba, the food was just inexpensive everywhere.
God, I could only, and delicious. Oh.
But in Cuba, what I will tell you is, if you go, stay away from any of the tourist places. Find the oddest hole in the wall that you can find. Not only was it super inexpensive, but the food was amazing everywhere you went.
Yeah. We definitely, when we just came back from Puerto Rico, we were asking the people that lived in the neighborhood, where do you eat? Where do you go? They gave us like the hot spots, like stuff that I've never tasted, was so amazing. It was so great just to be able to explore it like that. So it's very advantageous for us to ask people around wherever we're traveling to do a Google search for real, like for all of those hot spots or just any place within the area where you're staying, and you will always find deals. We are always out searching for those deals because you could get a tapa style dinner or something like that, or snacks, but drinks, and still it's an outing, it's a time out, and it's such a great way to like spend time together. It's really cool.
If you ever find yourself in San Diego, they have like this, almost like this little strip that's called their version of Little Italy. In these few blocks, it's just rows and rows. It's just restaurant after restaurant after restaurant. So what I had done when I did my research was find the earliest time that a restaurant will offer happy hour. One of them started at 3. The last one ended like at 7 o'clock. We literally moved in a zigzag, and we would chase the time. And we would walk out of this one, walk across the street, catch that one, move across the street. We must have done about 6 or 7 happy hours in those 4 hours.
Cool.
And just eating little bits and trying, and it's probably one of our favorite trips. San Diego happy hours. Check it out if you ever go.
Please, 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 and tell us about it. Always comment. Please leave your comments in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you've gone to these places or know some cool places like you, Wendy, you know a lot of speakeasies. You know a lot of speakeasies in a lot of different places. So that's always so helpful, especially when you're traveling. You want to find cool stuff to do. And it's nice to know that somebody's been there and they checked it out and they say that place is cool and cost effective. Love that.
You ever wanna treat your significant to a really cool experience?
I do.
Research speakeasies. You'd be surprised. What a speakeasy is a hidden bar, or the authentic ones, that isn't popular amongst the public. You really have to know what you're looking for to find them. You really have to go out of your way to find these places. There, and I don't have all the history verbatim, but I can tell you the history behind speakeasies. When during Prohibition, when you could no longer sell alcohol, people would turn basements or the back of pharmacies or the back of a deli. They would turn it into these hidden drinking holes.
Yeah.
We went in and it was a party and the authorities didn't know where it was. Right. In keeping with that same
essence.
Yes. They have them in every city across the United States. Look them up. One of my favorite speakeasies that we had gone to in San Diego, it was in the Lamp District or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. But there was a place inside an everyday cafeteria. It was like a diner, beat up, run down diner. We had done a lot of research. We went in, and of course you can't ask anyone if there's a speakeasy there because they're secret. So you have to go looking for it. And we started looking around. I'm like, I'm like, where is this? We walked through the dining room. There's no room. You don't hear any music. We start walking back towards the bathroom. We're passing the kitchen. I'm like, babe, are you sure you got the right address? He's like, yes, this is it. This is what they said it is. So we started opening doors. We opened the door to disgusting bathrooms. Pat opened up the door to their kitchen where they were cooking. One was a storage room, and there was a wall full of kegs, beer kegs. I'm like, babe, are you sure? I started touching, because I touch everything. I started touching the entire wall and kind of pushing and shifting, and I pushed something, and the whole wall of kegs shifted.
That's cool.
And when you walk in, you meet the hostess there, and then she took you into this back room. That was just, it was the whole room had to have been about, I want to say, maybe 30 by 20, maybe.
Okay.
That was the whole bar, the whole room. It was so intimate and so exclusive, and all the cocktails were amazing.
I love that.
What a cool experience. And you could do that anywhere.
Yeah. I'm so big on that. You turned me on to that. I think that's the best. I mean, for me, date night is a little active all the time, and I'm always thinking about some real cool ass shit to try. So some of the things, and I'm going to fill you in with my favorites. But some of the things we do is like do a drive-in. We've taken a cooking class, and you can find these things in your city, and they're very inexpensive during the week, maybe straight after work, but very cool that you can do. And again, inexpensive. Escape room, that was awesome. I would have got killed if it wasn't for my husband, because I couldn't figure out how to get out of there. So I was so frustrated, but it was fun. I loved it. I loved it. We've been camping. Let me see, game night. You know, I'm big with the game night. Oh my God.
You show
Like,
up everywhere with these little.
oh my God, I love games, guys.
Go to brunch with the wives, and Melissa's like, pick one, and she pulls out a
Pick a number
with little folded pieces of paper. She's like, grab one, grab one, grab one. I'm like, oh my God, this woman stays with her games. Like,
yes.
Only you.
Oh my God, but it's so, you know what it is? Because I do stuff to make me laugh. And if I'm having fun doing it, we're all going to have fun doing it. Like, I will share, since this is a sharing platform, I will share my favorite game that we do when we don't really even want to spend money outside, but we still want to have a date night. It's like, we call it like an indoor picnic, but the game is called Do the Box.
Oh God. Are you waiting for somebody to walk in? You traumatize someone?
Do the box. So basically what it is that either both partners or one decides what's going to go in that box and surprise the other person with it. So, for example, and you have to do whatever is in the box. My top two favorite boxes. Okay, guys, take notes. Here we go. The game Twister, 2 Red Bulls, and a bottle of baby oil. Boom. Go crazy. Go crazy. Okay? 2. A blindfold, 2 beers, a dice, and body butter. Oh.
We're gonna have to talk about where you going. What were the rules of these games?
You gotta do the box, Wendy. You have to do whatever's in the box. So that means make up a game. Hello. Make up a game. Put some instructions in there, or make it up as you go.
Hold up.
Have fun.
You said 2 beers, a blindfold, and body butter?
2 beers, 1 blindfold, a pair of dice, and body butter. Yeah.
I don't drink beer. What did you do with the beer? You don't drink beer.
I drank it that day. You got to do the box. That's the rules.
What was I thinking?
So these are some of my favorites that I've done at home when, again, we don't want to spend money. We really don't even want to just get in the car. We don't want to get dressed. We just want to have good old-fashioned fun. It's just be creative. Think of the things, even in the box, think about maybe what you want to wear for your mate, or what he would like, or something to that manner, but just keep it fun, keep it creative, because just think about opening up a box and you see some random bullshit in there and you're going to be like, what are we supposed to do with this? A shoelace and some tape? You know, but just have fun. And there you go.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Every time we get together, Melissa's got some games. We're like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
That's the reaction every time we get together. It's like, oh, what does she got for us now?
I always see a sea of faces like this.
And we all participate.
Yeah, that's why I love you guys so much.
Hello, Lily Joe.
Hello. Oh my God. Tell us some of the fun things that you do on date night, either to be just fun or cost effective. Share, please. I love hearing the ideas because, again, I'll put them to work. I'll see if it's nice, if it's cool, if it's fun. I'll check it out for sure.
Well, we have to include everyone who is single as well.
Ooh.
We are all about finding those best hidden jewels that help expand your cultural experiences, and just do it without breaking your wallet. That's what it's all about. And I tell you that we take full advantage. You know,
Yeah.
I'm no longer allowed to. I'm gonna tell you how frugal I am. And when you see Melissa's face, you'll know. I'm no longer allowed to rent the scooters wherever we go. So I'm not like the mopeds, you know, whatever they are.
No more
I'm not
mopeds.
allowed to book that reservation anymore. Why? Because with all my research, I found the best deal. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited, everybody. This is what it costs. We're gonna be okay. Well,
Hi, Liliana.
so we rolled up.
David.
They literally rolled the scooter out. Like it was being held together by tape. There was black tape all over the place. And to get the scooters going, you had to kind of do a Flintstone, like pedal it a little bit and hop on and go.
Bro.
Speedometer was broken, gas gauge wasn't working, you know, brakes were questionable, but I found the best deal. You know, that's what I was going for. So I'm not allowed to book to book those things anymore.
You know what? It happens, but you gotta experiment. You gotta go out there and see what it is. Like one time we like to rent bicycles on the beach. You know, sometimes is a hit and sometimes it's a total miss. To get break down anywhere, halfway down, like literally like a half a mile down, I was so upset. But it happens. But again, you're out there laughing and having a good time. You know, for me, it's all about the shits and giggles. I have to be laughing because if not, then I'm crying.
Well, here's another thing that we do. We haven't done it in about 4 years, but one of my very best friends, we used to do a food and wine festival at Epcot.
Love that.
I absolutely love it. Now, you know, getting into the park, those tickets are expensive. But this is how we move through the park so that we could eat something from every single kiosk. Now, anyone who's been to Epcot, and if you haven't, Epcot Center sets up kiosks around the world. And they have food from only God knows how many countries all over.
Oh, yeah.
It is too much food for you to do all by yourself.
Absolutely.
So what we do is, if it's 2 or 3 of us, we'll each go to a kiosk. Like each one of us was assigned to a different one. We would take turns. And I would go and I would choose 3 items. And everyone took a single bite from whatever it was that we were trying. And then we moved around the entire park that way. And we got to taste everything. And then when we were done, we went back to the ones that were our absolute favorites, and then we were greedy and would buy one for ourselves.
Love it. Again, another effective way. Yep. So much fun. And we got to try so many different things. Again, so great. And these are the tips. These are the things that really, really help when you're out traveling. Again, there was what's another thing? I remember that there was early flight alerts on Google that you can have program on your phone. Like they let you know when there's a flight where you want to go at a very reasonable price. And so you can make, you know, take any reason to just make a trip, you know, take a flight, you know, go somewhere, visit somewhere, you know, because you can afford it because you're now finding that with those deals, a lot of them you could do a meal and transportation. It just depends what your budget is like, but there's so many resources out there to help us travel and get out and have a great time.
Sure. There's some hotels that have like this guest hour that, you know, look into it when you're researching your hotel. See who's giving you free breakfast. See who has the hotel, the guest hour, because during the guest hour there's cocktails and food for you to snack on. These are the different ways that you find to save money while you're traveling. I don't like going away for 7 days, 6 nights because it up all of my vacation time. And I don't know about you, but after I've been somewhere for 3 days, I'm ready to come home. We learned over the years to take, rather than do 2 long trips during the year, we would take 10 3-day 2-night getaways.
Yeah.
And we had flexibility, so we would find the cheapest flight and find one of our favorite hotels, because there are many out there that just have, that are really just nice and boutique and a little upscale, and They had all these extras that were included. And if you travel off season, it was a better price.
Off
We,
season, guys.
we
That
would
is
just
exactly
do
right.
it
That was
for a
really
fraction
big.
of cost.
Everybody was talking about really knowing where you want to go and finding out when their off season is, because you save so much money. We wanted to go to Negril one year and we were like, oh my God, that's so much. And then we went at a time that wasn't really, really hot and we saved hundreds of dollars. So definitely, definitely look into stuff like that. It's very, very helpful.
Now, if you have a partner, whether it's your significant other or one of your closest friends, you know, one of the girls, one of the guys, you just want to get away. I am at an age that I do not require a crowd. I don't need the whole rah-rah. I like to explore. I want to see what's on the island or the city or the country, wherever I am. I want to explore what they have to offer. I want to be able to eat at different restaurants and
So fun.
the sites. I don't want to push my way through. I don't want to deal with the crowds. So for us, traveling off season was perfect.
That's so fantastic. So it's those little tricks, guys, that absolutely made it possible for us, you know, raising all these kids, 3 kids all the time. And, you know, just it's expensive to want to travel. And unless you know little tips like that to save you money, sometimes you just opt not to go. And being able to just kind of know about stuff like that where you can get it to hit your budget and still go and explore, because it's so many fun things out there, guys. Just spend time together, whether you do it inside with my game, do the box, or you go travel. Whatever it is, just do it. Enjoy the journey.
My attempt at a really fresh date night at home, and I do this to my husband on purpose. Like, we were in the elevator one day, because I do this wherever we go, wherever we're traveling. We'll be sitting at the bar or we'll be on a flight, and I'll turn to him while I know there are other people listening. I'm like, well, do you come here often? And he'll turn and say, only when I'm with you. And I'll say, so you do come often. You'd like to come home with me? He was like, we live in the same house. I said,
Damn it. Play along.
I'll make breakfast. And he says, every morning. And I'll tell him, so you want to meet my mama? He's like, didn't anybody ever play with you when you were little? And then I'm just done.
That's exactly right, okay? Please. Please. I already know. Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
I pulled that off in a crowded elevator one day. We were standing on opposite sides, and he was pretending like he didn't know me. So I called from across the elevator. I'm like, hey, you come here often?
Everybody in the elevator super uncomfortable.
He just started laughing because he couldn't do anything else. He turned around, he was like, that's my wife.
She's playing again with her tricks. I love it. That's how you keep it going.
But yeah, there's just so many wonderful ways. What I love to do is experiment at home with new foods and new flavors. Like if you're bored and you don't want to go anywhere and you're staying in, those are the kind of things that you experiment with. Now, there's so many easy, great things to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, this is what we wanted to share with you tonight, and we were so excited about that. It's those hacks. Whether you're with a significant other and it's a date night, or you're out with your girls, and you want to go out by yourself, take full advantage of the happy hours. There's an early one and there's a late one. So check it out. Doesn't matter where you go. Save yourself a few dollars and go out and eat some more.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Miss Melissa.
Yes, darlings. Well, again, thank you guys for stopping by. We are just so elated just to be able to share with you guys and just meet like this every week. Again, please, please, please practice feeling good. So important. And protect your peace with all that you got. Que Dios me lo bendiga todo. God bless you all. Miss Wendy?
Thank you for joining us for another episode of What's Up Wednesdays. We choose a different topic every week, real life, real time. Today we chose something a little more fun. Usually we talk about something that's very current with the community, but this is our community. implore you to join us every week. If there's a topic you want to talk about, we're open to it. Otherwise, we usually think about what's going on just a day or two before. And do not forget,
Good night.
every Saturday, we're Crunkfit. We build workouts, body weight workouts for everyday living. We're trying to stay healthy. I'm 51, Miss Melissa.
49, baby.
And we're just trying to stay healthy and give ourselves the best chance we can for a better quality of life for as long as we can.
That's what we do.
Wonderful Crunkfit family, to yours. We'll see you next week. And don't forget Saturday. Show up. We'll see you there.
For sure.